Hi all, it's CJ here from Fibro Warriors. How are you all doing? Excuse me. I'm going to try to do a series of videos. So we're going to start with how do you get a diagnosis. Hopefully the next video I do will be I've got my diagnosis, what do I do now, and we'll go from there. God willing, that's what we will do. So you think you may have fibromyalgia. Who can diagnose you? A GP, doctor, can diagnose you. A rheumatologist can diagnose you. And a neurologist can diagnose you. Now, I was reading yesterday on Facebook these people arguing over who can diagnose you and who's the right person to diagnose you. And somebody was saying they were diagnosed by a rheumatologist, which is the route I would go down if I was starting over. And somebody else said, well, that's completely and utterly wrong. It's a neurological condition. You have to be diagnosed by a neurologist. No, you don't. Fibromyalgia is a mix of arthritis, an arthritis type illness, and a neurological illness, which isn't that easy to say, especially with a dry mouth. So basically the arthritis part is all the pain killing you in every single joint and part of your body, and the I had to slip up on that, didn't I? And the neurological, the head bit does come in because the brain is sending pain signals and it's not shutting off. So your brain is telling you you're in pain, but it doesn't stop where other people's pain would stop. Our brain keeps sending it. So to my mind is a joint thing. So get an appointment with your doctor if you can. I know it's a joke. Whilst you're waiting for your appointment, keep a diary, just bullet points of what your pain scale's like, how you're feeling, and keep that for 2 weeks. And when you go to the doctors to ask for a rheumatology appointment, you can show your doctor the diary, get it back, keep hold of it, and then when you go and see the rheumatologist, show it to them as well. But again, keep it, and then maybe in 6 months update it and see where you are. But it's good to have that piece of paper to show them. Now, when I moved county and went to a new practice, my lovely, delightful doctors didn't believe I had fibromyalgia. So they sent me to see a rheumatologist. I know. Now, bear in mind, I'd been diagnosed back in 1980. So I'd already had a diagnosis, but my doctor said didn't believe it. Didn't believe me because I wasn't making a huge fuss about everything I had to have done. I'm somebody that's just like, grit your teeth, get on with it, you're going to be out of there quicker, rather than making a big hoo-ha and fuss about everything. Just as an aside, one of these doctors, I absolutely could not stand her. I get these blistery type, rash type thing when I'm stressed. I think it's a stress reaction. I don't know, because no one that I've seen has been able to diagnose what it is. They end up being big blood blisters in the end. That's what and then they start weeping. They're absolutely gross. I'm sorry if you're eating. Where was I going with that? Yes, so the doctors wanted to take a sample out of one of these really big blisters I had on the back of my neck here. So I had a little bit of anaesthetic. They cut a little hole, took their sample, and just put 2 stitches in it. As far as I'm concerned, that's no big deal. It's nothing compared to the pain I live in, day out, that never goes away. Having a little bit of that much sewn on the back of my neck. And then I heard this doctor that I couldn't stand over in the corner say to the nurse, she hasn't got fibromyalgia, has she? She'd cope with that. I can't say my thoughts, I'll get thrown off YouTube. But there you go. So my experience of when I went to see the rheumatologist was I went in and I didn't say anything about having already got a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. I went in blind, if you like. And he did the tender/trigger point test on me. Now some people said it's 12, some people said it's 18. Doesn't matter. So he did this test on me, and every time he pressed certain parts, I just went through the roof each time. And he sat me down and he said, have you heard of something called fibromyalgia? And I said, yes, I have. And he said, you have it. No doubt, in his mind whatsoever, diagnosed me there and then. Also sent me for bloods, which aren't going to show anything other than maybe your inflammation markers are up, because there is no blood test for fibromyalgia and there is no cure. I have just seen a doctor explaining fibromyalgia just by pointing, and she's put words up. She's put up 4 symptoms out of the probably 200 that there are, and one of them was curable. What the fuck? Someone's cured it and no one's told me? I can't stand this constant misinformation everywhere. It drives me mad. It's not curable. You have to manage it. And you have to learn to manage it the best you can. Now, if you're sent to see a neurologist, see the neurologist. They work in different ways, but will come up with the same conclusion. That's where I'd start, and that's what I would do. And I think I'll keep these videos on the short side, and then I won't bore you. Maybe you need some sleep. I'll do the next video on I have fibromyalgia. Said that enough times in my life. Sorry. I have fibromyalgia, what do I do now? That's going to be the next one. So if there's anything you'd like me to talk about on these videos, if you'd like me to do one particular video on one particular thing, drop it in the comments and let me know. If you could give me a like, whether you liked it or not. No, that's a bit mean. If you thought the video was okay, if you could press the like button, I'd much appreciate it. I've got a quiz that I've done all about fibromyalgia, and I think that could be quite good educational fun, if you like, that we could do if I can go live, so I'm keeping it for then. But if there's anything in particular you want me to touch upon, then please let me know. Okay, I hope you're all doing as well as you can, managing with the heat, and I'll see you next time. Namaste, my gorgeous friends. God bless. Take care. I love you to bits, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.